Hello there, darlings, and welcome. This is a review for the Camlin Kokuyo Trinity fountain pen. And this one is a very interesting pen for multiple reasons. One, it is very inexpensive. I'm talking under $2. It retails for about 140 rupees here in India, and it is made in India. Camlin is a Indian brand that's co-owned by Kokuyo, which is a Japanese conglomerate that does a lot of stationery stuff. And yeah, this hits a very interesting price bracket for, I'm guessing, student fountain pens. And yeah, that's what I was curious about when I bought it. I have tried a Camlin pen before. I think it was called the Elegante, and yeah, it was terrible. It was one of the worst fountain pen experiences I'd had. It was fragile, it was terrible, it wrote horribly, it was scratchy, and yeah, I just had no good things to say about that pen, and I actually just broke it in like 2 days. So that was that. And this is a new model, and when I saw this, my first thoughts obviously were, well, it's going to be trashed here again. And I was like, hey, new content. Let's buy it, let's check it out, and I'll review it, and I'll say how much I can shit on it. That was the plan. That was the plan, but let's just say that this pen has left me very conflicted. I'll show you the unboxing shortly. I don't usually do that because I don't feel like unboxings add a lot to a review, but this one is special as usual. See, I'll give you a glimpse of something because I missed it in the actual unboxing. It says 24 gold pleated nib for smooth writing, and this is the box that came in. Yeah, 24 gold plated. Yeah, that's just bullshit, right? And who even plates with pure gold? I mean, that just sounds like a bad idea. Regardless, I'll play the unboxing right now. You can enjoy that clip. Fountain pens are lovely. I think we can all agree on that. And we buy them, we use them to enjoy them, to derive some sort of implicit pleasure out of it. But in front of me today is not one of those pens. At least, I'm pretty certain it isn't. In front of me is a cheap, very cheap, in fact, fountain pen from an Indian brand, which is co-owned by Kokuyo. That is a Japanese stationery, like a mega giant that makes a whole lot of stationery items. And today we have the Camlin Trinity fountain pen. Now let's talk about this for a bit because the Amazon listing for this is very interesting. I'll talk about it. Let me pull up the Amazon listing right here. So it says the Camlin Kokuyo Trinity fountain pen with 3-in-1 mechanism, and in brackets, color may vary. So you don't even get to pick the color. I mean, yeah, there is no option to pick color. This is the only listing on Amazon, and you cannot pick the color. So not off to the best starts. Let's look at the details a little bit. Brand Camlin. Writing instrument form, it says it's a dip pen, but fountain pen is in the title itself, so yeah, it says color blue. Again, it says color may vary, but again, it says color blue in the description. Age range, I didn't think that it was necessary, but apparently, this pen here is for toddlers. I'm not certain that is absolutely correct, but hey, we're gonna be taking a look at this as if it were for toddlers, okay? It says material aluminium. I prefer aluminum, but yes, that's the word we use here in India. Again, more about this item. It features a unique 3-in-1 ink filling mechanism. For the first time in India, that is not correct. That is not correct at all. A lot of bloggers have done it, Conwright has done it, and yeah, this is not the first pen with the 3-in-1 filling mechanism. But hey, maybe they have an eyedropper, a cartridge, and a converter like all in the box, which would be fairly... Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that when we open this. Instructions. Move converter knob upward to fill ink in pen or fit ink cartridge directly, and use or fill ink directly from bottle using droppers. A fairly standard 3-in-1 systems. Designed perfectly, but making it easy to hold. Designed perfectly. No punctuation, making it easy to hold. Okay. Lightweight and attractive design. We'll be taking a look at that as well. It did not say what nib size it was or what nib it is using at all. So, grip type. This is like technical details when you get to the Amazon product page. So, closure, it says retractable. I'm pretty sure that is incorrect. Grip type, dotted. Material, aluminium. Number of items, 1. Point size, now it says fine. Line size, it says 0.5 millimeters. And yes, that is all the information on the product page. And on the product page is a pen body that is like a light blue turquoisey in color. What we got, it appears to be like a nice burgundy, which I would prefer actually. So it appears that we won the color gacha lottery. But let's take a look. I see no cartridge or converter as of yet. Nothing on the back. Just this in a plastic sleeve. And it indeed appears to be a burgundy color. Let's get it out of there. Come on. My god. There we go. It is indeed a burgundy color, very slim. Now, let's talk a little about why I bought it. Camlin makes another fountain pen. Their previous one was called Elegante, I don't know. And that pen was horrendous. It was so poorly built. I broke it in one day. So, but this is a fairly new pen for them. Oh my god, this is tiny and small. I cannot believe that. This is really tiny. Let's unscrew it. It indeed has a... It has one of those... Yeah, it has one of those push-pull converters with that. Declogger thing for ink inside. Yeah, very, very bad quality. Just comes out. No O-ring on there. It is plastic on plastic. Very, very thin section. Does this post? It does post securely enough. And my god, that is not a very big pen, and that is not comfortable at all. Let's see. Let me bring this close and let me pull the focus down. Let's see, that should be about right. It has no marking on it. It is so very small. And that feed is also so tiny. Gold, like, trims don't look bad, but something that's bothering me is that the clip gold doesn't really match this gold. I mean, what is that about? Why would you do that? I mean, it's slightly gold. I don't know if you can see it here. Like, this is silver and this is light gold. But it's not as deep as that one. Like, why? and it posts with an awkward clip. And yeah, it feels very flimsy. The clip functions, it has this weird, I don't know, like an animal, I said animal, like an elephant snout design, I guess. That's the best analogy I can come up with for this thing. Yeah. It feels so small and so brutally. Oh my god, that is sharp. That little thing though, it is sharp. Like, it won't cut your finger or anything, but yeah, that hurts though. Okay, let's inspect the body for more of that. Not really anything else I can see. This cap feels alright. I mean, you heard it, that thing. If you move it, yeah. Okay, build quality, not very good. And I don't like how this moves with that cat. And it says Camlin Trinity there. That's it. And what does it say on there? I'll have to take a closer look. It says Kokuyo Camlin. Okay. Well, I will give it a wash. Rinse it out with water as I do with all new pens, and I'll ink it up and see how it writes. So I'll cut here and I'll hopefully see you in the usual spot. Hello there and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that experience. Let's talk a bit more about this pen. It has a very cheap quality metal cap. The clip is stiff but usable, I guess. It has this weird shape. I am not a fan of it. That's up to preference, I suppose. Snap cap. The section is not quite good. I mean, it works. When I say not quite good, I'm usually talking about how it feels to actually snap it. It isn't satisfying as, say, my trusty little X450 is satisfying to snap, shot, snap, whatever. This is not. As I said, the metal is very cheap. As you can see, this texture to it is not polished. It wants to be polished, but yeah, there are so many rough edges, and it's not even like it's brushed or anything. Compared to a polished surface like this Jinhao 85. Yeah, it just doesn't feel very good. And I guess that's sort of what you would expect from such an inexpensive pen, but yeah, it just ends up feeling not very great to even use. It's a very short pen too. Let's see, let's compare it with a Jinhao 80 unposted. You can see the nib differences as well. Like, yeah, it is absolutely minuscule compared to even the Jinhao 80, which is already a very small Lamy-sized nib. I guess it's Lamy-sized nib, it's small. This one is even smaller, and yeah, I really do not like small nibs. Hooded nibs I can still get away with, but small nibs, I don't know, I just do not vibe with them, I guess. Unscrewing this body section off, this is the converter. It is a very horrible converter. I mean, I haven't had any accidents with this, but it is very cheap, and I really don't like this plunger style converter. I'd just rather have the piston mechanism in the converter. So that's just, again, personal preference, you could say that, but really, they can do better than this converter. And this section for me just came off loose. this metal section here, what I was trying to fill the converter. So yeah, the pen construction is not great, and that's sort of exactly what I expected coming into this pen. Camlin's first pen, you can see a bit of nib creep from me shaking the pen too much. Camlin's first pen was not very great, and that's sort of the quality I expected out of this one. And to a certain degree, build quality wise, I absolutely would say that it is terrible, and yeah, it gets no point for getting anything right, because it gets nothing right, really. I guess the plastic feels fine, but if you watch the unboxing to the fullest, I talked about how this section was very sharp, and I do notice it every time I go to cap it. Like this is usually how I would cap it. I guess most people would just hold on to the body like this and then cap it, but I like doing something like this maneuver when I'm pressing it against. I guess that's not safe with any pen, but yeah, there's like a injection molded opening here, and it's very sharp and not polished, and it really does hurt. And yeah, build quality wise, shit here, let's be real. The redeeming quality of this pen, and it has some, is that it writes really well. And when I say it writes really well, I'm really just talking about how good the nib feels on the page. It feels really good. It is very smooth, and it's surprisingly wet for a fine nib. It's 0.5. It's very wet and suits this writer's blood so very well. I have used this pen way more than I expected this past week. I really did not expect it to use this pen at all, but I've been note-taking with this every single day, and it is absolutely unbelievable how good this nib feels, and I'm just enjoying this pen. The grip section is too thin for me. I don't use this. I'm more accustomed to something like this X159 and this large grip comparatively. This is what I'm used to. This is what I want to write with. And I really did not expect to be using this pen as much as I am. And don't get me wrong, it is very uncomfortable to write with this pen. But the nib is so darn fun. I just can't stop. And I also just need to stop putting that double onto it. Only in these review videos that I'm doing this. Usually I'm just putting one underline, whatever. Bottom line is, this pen is so very good at writing, and that leaves me so very conflicted. Like, on one hand, it's built like shit. It's built like crap, and I would not recommend anybody pick this up because it'd probably break in a couple of weeks of use. But on the other, it writes so well, and for $2 you could probably replace it. So, do I like this pen? Much to its flaws, and it has a lot of flaws, I do like this pen. And a measure that I use to judge whether I like a pen or not is to compare it to ones similar to its price range. I recently reviewed this cheap $2 piston filler, and it's also built very poorly in that it doesn't cap and it has an awkward tiny grip section. But to add on that, the writing experience, it's just not there. It's just not as good as this one. So I would definitely pick this any day over this garbage, and I would also pick this over the Platinum Preppy, which is like twice its price, yes, but I'd rather have 2 of these pens than 1 preppy. I mean, you can eyedrop with this too, and that's the, I guess, major selling point of the preppy, that you can get an eyedrop at a very low price. So with this, I see really no reason why I, personally at least, would go for the preppy. It writes better out of the box. It feels on par with the preppy, I'd say. I mean, it's a little more uncomfortable, but build quality wise, I guess they are on par. The Platon preppy doesn't really take me by surprise. So, yeah, I really expected to hate this pen, and I am still so dissonant in my head, but I am going to give it a 3 plus, and that's plus is a very, very bold plus because I picked this miles over any of its competition. So if you have access to this pen, which I'm not sure how many of you will, but you are from India, or I don't know what other countries this might be selling in, but if you are from India and you're looking for an entry starter fountain pen, and you just want something quick and inexpensive, just try and get into the hobby, this is a very good pick. It's not great, it's not excellent. I would definitely recommend, if you have the budget, to go for something like the X05, which is around like 2.5 to 3 times the price of this, but this is a much, much better pen. It's certainly a beast in its own right. So yeah, as an option, I don't hate this, and I've been using it way more than I expected to, and I think I'll just continue to use it way more as well in the future. Let's see how long it takes for this to break. But I guess that's how abusive relationships work. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Next video. See you.